We begin tonight with the increasing tensions in the Middle East, and joining us now, former Pentagon official, Fox News national security analyst, KT McFarland. The state of Israel is under siege right now and responding. 40,000 men could be called up, men and women, into the IDF. Where are we headed in this crisis in Israel?
Here's the problem. The Iron Dome, which was this defensive system the Israelis developed on their own, was supposed to protect them against any incoming missiles. As you just pointed out a few minutes ago, that failed. Israel is now in a very different place, I think, than it was even 48 hours ago. They are now in a position where they can be attacked, and those attacks can hit population centers. Israel now has no choice but to respond. And as for President Obama insulting Israel and saying, well, it's really, he says it behind the scenes, he says it publicly in an op-ed piece in an Israeli newspaper, that it's really implying that it's all Israel's fault for all of this, and praising the Palestinians. He's only inflaming that situation.
Inflaming the situation that it is now worsening, it seems, by each passing hour. Israel saying that they basically are going to go after Hamas in no uncertain terms. Do they have the capability to take the battle, this war, to them?
Sure, and they've done it before. There's a chronic level of violence in the Middle East. The Palestinians stir something up, the Israelis respond, the Palestinians lob some missiles, the Israelis take out the missile launchers. We've had that cycle that's continued for over a decade. Sometimes it heats up and you have an intifada. I think that's where we're headed now. Another bigger conflict, an intifada. All that stuff Israel can handle. The thing I worry about is there's another war in the Middle East going on now, and that's in Iraq and Syria, and that's between Shiites and Sunnis. The leaders of the Sunni radicals, the Al-Qaeda, the ISIS, he has said, we're going to Jordan next. We're going to go to Lebanon. We want to be in the Sinai Peninsula. Guess what's in the middle of all of that? That's Israel. So if Israel is faced not only with Palestinians at its border who do their traditional thing, but if it gets amplified by all these other countries, either unstable countries or deciding to go after Israel as a scapegoat, then we see a bigger Middle East war.
Much has been tolerated from an administration that seems to have little regard for either our allies or for its own foreign policy. But to put Israel in absolute existential jeopardy here is incomprehensible. It wouldn't be tolerated. This president doesn't have much choice, does he?
But what is he going to do? I mean, there will always be some ambiguity. He'll say, well, the Israelis overreacted. That's what he said so far, that the Israelis should stay their hand. He's hoping for a measured response on the part of Israel. What could we do?
What he hopes for. Why do we even discuss what he hopes for?
But this is what I don't understand, because the president and Secretary Clinton and then Secretary Kerry, they set out as their major goal in the Middle East was going to be Israeli-Palestinian peace. They were going to establish that. They thought they would.
Well, they're not the first. They're not the first administration to be disappointed with that goal and the results.
No, but they set it out as their only and major goal. So I think they wasted a lot of time going after that goal, ignoring the bigger thing in the region, which was the growing Al-Qaeda insurgency and Iran's nuclear weapons program.
And at this point, can you foresee this president taking any significant action in support of our ally?
No, I think he'll make speeches. And the crunch comes, Israel doesn't want us to come send boots on the ground. They will want us to do resupplies. They'll want us to help them, pay for weapons systems, sell us weapons systems. I think we need to give Israel whatever Israel needs to do to protect itself in a dangerous neighborhood. That's all Israel wants.
All right. KT, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
KT McFarland.